The idea of local government councils was born out of the need to bring governance closer to the people and as a mechanism for engendering the socio-economic and political development of the grassroots sector. This ideology rightly re-echoes the fanfare and fond memories that greeted the creation of Gwe West local government out of Gwe East on 23rd September 1991. For the ordinary Tyoshin man, it was a sigh of relief and freedom, having achieved independence from the much maligned and hegemonic exploits of the massive people, and as an opportunity to turn around the fortunes of Naka, a neglected town which had always played second fiddle to Waliede, the headquarters of the massive people. Located about 40 kilometers from Makurdi, the Benue State capital, along Makurdi-Ankpa Road, Naka is the headquarters of Gwe West local government. The town, named after a legendary man from Ombasha extraction, Chief Gebre Naka, is a heterogeneous settlement housing predominantly the chief people and many other migrant tribes like the Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijo, Igede, Idoma, and others. The hospitality of the inhabitants and the prevailing peaceful nature of the area has no doubt been one of the motivating factors for these tribes to come here, some for settlement, education, trading, and others for farming activities. The past 24 years of autonomy from the massive people has been quite eventful on the history of the town. The town has played host to successive administrations and policies with attendant implications on the lives of the people. Even at this, one worrisome situation remains the slow pace of development in the area. This is a modern town in the making, well planned with a propensity to develop rapidly if the right policies are adopted and implemented. One seems to wonder as to why the town has been so much overlooked by successive administrations and its people. How then has Naka town fared since its creation in 1991? Some persons speak on their expectations back then and whether they are satisfied so far and areas of improvement.
There was joy. Everybody jubilated. In fact, our people in the interior, in the villages, were overwhelmed with joy. They all looked at it that now they are in a position to participate in government. Their sons and daughters who are a bit educated will be employed and will be voted in as councillors. By that, they will be participating fully in the governance of the local government. That their government is brought to their doorstep. So there was joy. And with the creation of Gwe West local government, infrastructure will be enhanced. We as Gwe West indigenes will be in a position to enjoy things like roads, hospitals, schools, and other infrastructure. Well, let me start it this way. You know, problem generally is relative and situational. What we in Gwe West may see as our problem may not be the same with him in the local government. But with the little I've seen on ground, it's like I am satisfied. if you comparing Gwewes to other local government areas in Benue State, at least I'm satisfied with what I found on ground. Like if you go to Guma, I don't think you will compare Guma with Gwewes. Infrastructure-wise, that is rural roads. If you come to Gwewes, at least you find better rural roads than what is obtained in Guma. In terms of clinics, you find that in every council ward of Gwewes local government, you can find a clinic which is functional. I can mention more of that. So I'm satisfied with what I've seen on ground as compared to what is obtainable in other local governments. As I earlier mentioned, infrastructure is the main issue as far as development of an area is concerned. So I wish government of the day should improve on a provision of infrastructure to this local government. If more of our clinics are built, I think that is improvement. If our rural roads are built, I think that will enable our rural people transport their farm produce to Naka market, where their economy will be improved. I think IGR, the internally generated revenue of the local government, should be improved upon. Because by that, I think it will supplement this allocation from the federation account, which is already paralyzed because of the dwindling oil price. So I think with the improvement of infrastructure, generally the internally generated revenue, I think our area too will be improved.
I'm not satisfied because of lack of money. When you say provide this for us, the government will complain that there's no money. But if you can look very well and look at the other local governments, Gwewes local government is far developed more than other local governments. I don't want to mention them because the people may be thinking that I am so biased about it. Reasons I don't know. Because what is happening in your house may not happen in other houses. Gwewes is developed, other local governments is not developed as fast as this. I don't know the reason because I am not there to know some of the remote causes why Gwewes has developed more than them. If chairman or other governments comes and what remains now is the infrastructure like the roads, because we have no feeder roads. Like from here to Chari, no road. From Naji to Engri, down to Baton side. So if chairman are coming or governments want to develop, the people, if roads are constructed from Naka town to other areas, then the people will find it very easy to shift their goods from their interior places to the market.
Due to the consistent neglect of this town by its people, its development has been greatly hampered in virtually all sectors of society. We take a look at some of the problem areas and their prospects. The deplorable state of the Makurdi-Naka Road is no doubt one area that has greatly hindered development in the area. Since the construction of the road from 1984 to 1986, there has been little or no maintenance, no rehabilitation of the road, thereby leaving the road in its current terrible state. The bad state of the road is gradually cutting off and isolating the town from the rest of the world. Motorists and other road commuters decry the fact that they spend largely the little they earn in fixing their vehicles after plying the road. So many lives and property have been lost on this road, which is now more or less a death trap. It is only through the efforts of people like Pa Ikpomyev, that the road is still manageable in certain areas. If urgent steps are not taken in the next 5 years, the road will be grossly unmotorable. Some drivers and passengers narrate their experiences on the road.
I'm a driver loading from Naka to Naka. In fact, the students we are having on this road is very bad. The road is so bad that we cannot be able to maintain our vehicle again. Coupled with the high cost of fuel, our vehicle we cannot be able to maintain it because even if you repair it today, before you say come back, it will spoil again. And it made the condition of the road, the vehicle, is not even okay again to be operating every day. So we are calling on government to do something about it. If not, in the next 1 year, the way I see the road is going, I don't think that we can be able to operate the road again. So if the government, the federal government can be able to assist us in repairing that road, we will be very happy. And we know that we are enjoying the dividend of democracy. If not, it seems that West West and the Adoka have been forgotten. We cannot be able to make our easy movement from our local government to the state cabinet. Thank you.
From Naka to Makurdi here, as you can see, is not a journey that is supposed to be made so long using much time. But because of the road, because of the badness of the road, we cannot convey ourselves here to Makurdi within a short period of time. You cannot manage the time, no matter how intense the drivers are, no matter how the strongness of the road, you cannot reach to Makurdi within a short time because the road is too bad. Yes, and at times, on reaching the destination to Makurdi, it's as if you'll be taken to the hospital simply because of the badness of the vehicle shaking here and there. And this can also lead to damage of the vehicle because of the road. Because as the road is not good, it's not safe, there are gallops all over the road. So as the vehicles are going, they continue hitting one gallop to another, from one gallop to another. So thereby, it makes some of the vehicles, their tires, can spoil easily and quickly. So no matter how carefully a driver is or the owners of the car maintain their vehicles.
The road is very bad. In short, when you drive from here to Makurdi, when you get to Makurdi, you will hit your body because all your joints will be failing you. The road is not good at all. The road, a lot of gallop. Even the road is not good. In short, the gallop puts you. When you drive your vehicle from here to Makurdi, you must get one or two things that you will repair on your vehicle before the following morning you can be able to still move with the vehicle to another journey. If the government can help us to look into the road so that they can help us so that at least the road will be okay, so that at least the vehicle can move from here to Makurdi without no problem. We'll be very happy.
In view of the above, therefore, government and the relevant authorities should, as a matter of urgency, be prevailed upon to reconstruct this road and save the people from these hardships. The once government-owned Nigeria Transport Service, which has gone into extinction, should be resuscitated, as this will provide employment, generate revenue for government, and reduce cost of transportation for the people. The Nakan main market needs expansion and serious attention if possible, a new market site be established to lessen the burden on the only existing market. As we continue to experience massive rural-urban drift occasioned by the Fulani crisis, some of these amenities have become overstretched. Also, the Naka rice mill should be upgraded to national standard and high-quality milling machines be provided, at least to improve the quality of the rice milled, and the sawmills be revitalized and also regulated to check deforestation and environmental pollution. Doing this will, however, generate revenue for government and encourage agriculture, as goods produced will no longer be wasted. Government should also embark on tree planting campaigns to cushion the long-term effect of deforestation and provide more transformers for steady power supply for the operation of these machines and domestic uses. Inasmuch as the thief man likes to eat meat, he also eats to live. The current state of the Naka slaughter lab is more or less an epidemic center owing to its unhygienic state. The way meat is being handled by these butchers needs to be regulated, and the government agency tasked with that function should step up to its responsibility. The head of Naka Butchers Association has this appeal to make. One bewildering fact still remains: while a town like this cannot boast of a single commercial bank, the liquidation of the Teoshin Community Bank and departure of First Bank Nigeria PLC has no doubt exposed the inhabitants to serious risk of saving money in the house and the cost of traveling to Makurdi for banking services. The issue of water availability is also disturbing, as the tap system put in place by the Engineer John Tion-led administration is dysfunctional at the moment. Residents of the town now depend solely on the Naka Earth Dam for their source of water. Those who cannot afford to go to the dam are left at the mercy of water truck pushers for water, while those who can must pay an amount ranging from 15 naira and above to the owners of the wells at the dam before being allowed access to them. The increasing urban drift has led to long queues waiting to fetch water from the wells at the dam that are left exposed without covers, thereby rendering them very unhygienic. We passionately appeal to stakeholders and philanthropists to liaise with government to revamp the Naka Water Board to provide potable water for the residents, and efforts should be made to encourage irrigation farming activities at the dam area. There is need for the building of a town hall. The general hardship faced by people when trying to set up venues for occasions has necessitated the need for these. Most occasions that take place in these open playgrounds are often disrupted in the event of unexpected rainfall and thunderstorm. It is worrisome to know that in the 21st century, people in these localities still use playgrounds to hold receptions, seminars, workshops, and meetings. Due to its importance, efforts should be made to complete the whole started by Honorable Nicholas Amiche. The Nage theater troupe, which was a source of entertainment and envy of people all over the state, needs to be supported and motivated. The Kwahi puppet dance, which served as a recreational and tourist activity in the 90s, is no more and needs to be revived. The shaft dance, invented by Anyamude after watching a set of monkeys celebrate his gift of Maku in the forest, should also be revived. No wonder children born in the 2000s have barely no knowledge of our cultural dances and practices. A piece of land needs to be set aside as a cemetery where people could bury their dead ones instead of using residential houses to bury dead people, and also reduce the cost and further risk of moving dead bodies to far places for burial. This will provide jobs for grave undertakers, revenue for government, and also mitigate the likelihood of water pollution. There is also a dire need for the establishment of the state-of-the-art public library to encourage reading, writing, and extensive research by students and interested persons alike. It is so surprising that the state government has only one post-primary school in Naka, the Government Comprehensive Secondary School, and 3 primary schools with poor learning capacity ranging from poor staffing, poor infrastructure, and near absent instructional materials, and thus lack the willpower to compete with the privately owned schools. The area is flooded with so many privately owned schools assumed to be providing effective and efficient education. Even at that, some of these schools are established only to serve the financial needs of the owners and not for the proper education of the students and the pupils. The schools need to be regulated for better learning. The local government secretariat, built by Honorable Nongu James and the late Chief Athanasius Akawe Bogyo, and the fence by Honorable Jerome Toshime, has not been improved upon infrastructure-wise to mitigate the ever-increasing staff strength. Some of the staff have no offices, and some of the offices have no basic equipment. As such, staff resort to sitting under the trees to carry out administrative work. It will surprise one to know that the entire local government secretariat has no computer lab, thereby exposing the confidentiality of certain official documents through the patronage of computer centers in the town. The local government staff quarters are deplorable, thus constituting a nauseating sight to behold. Even some of the renovated apartments of the local government staff quarters are still unoccupied despite the huge finances injected into renovating them. One worrisome fact in recent times is that once somebody is elected or appointed as the local government chief executive, it becomes an opportunity for such a person to move to Makurdi for settlement. Thus, the problems of the local government remain, as they claim not to be aware of such problems faced by the inhabitants. It will therefore not be out of place to say we have been only having visiting local government chairpersons. The Padopas Vocational Center needs to start living up to its name and purpose by training youths in technical works so as to be self-employed and not depending on white-collar jobs. Postal Services branch of NIPOS should be extended to Naka to fast-track information dissemination. There is also need for provision of emergency service providers branch in the town. The incessant attacks by the Fulani on some parts of the local government caused a lot of devastation on the people and led to a massive influx of people into the town. Displaced persons were seen moving with loads on their heads, with little children strapped on the back of their mothers helplessly. If these services are readily available in the town, help could come to the displaced persons quickly. In lieu of this, It will not be out of place to say, since the local government is a crisis-prone area, these services are needed and we advocate for their establishment. The State Fire Service should also establish one of the branches here to curtail frequent cases of fire disaster that destroy lives and property. Gratitude must go to Engineer John Tion for having the foresight and opening up streets in the town during his tenure as the council chairman. The underhanded tactics and activities of our local government surveyors, the beautifully planned and mapped streets are now being altered, blocked, and in some cases sold out as plots of land to people, thereby altering deliberately the original town plan. The streets also need maintenance, as some of them are becoming so bad that using them poses a challenge during the rainy season. It is, however, due to the community efforts of the residents by using manual resources at their disposal to repair the streets and construct new ones. These are only temporary solutions that are worthy of commendation to show that the government cannot do it alone. Government should, as a matter of fact, set up a committee to look into the area of Phase 2 and Atsaha, where houses are built sporadically without making provisions for streets. The task force on sanitation needs to wake up to its responsibilities by ensuring compliance on sanitation days, as the exercise is fast becoming a farce. It is therefore not surprising that people are seen going about their normal businesses on the time of the day set aside for sanitation. The drainage system in the town and some streets have become refuse dumps, thereby blocking the water channels, making the streets very dirty and causing erosion. Government therefore needs to embark on advocacy campaigns on the importance of sanitation exercise and personal hygiene. Refuse collection bins should be put at strategic points. Full enforcement of sanitation laws and the recruitment of casual workers called Dubagiri to take care of our streets. Philanthropies and non-governmental organizations should liaise with government to construct culverts and drainage channels that have been blocked by refuse, be reopened for free flow of water to control erosion. From public opinion survey, some of the reasons for the underdevelopment of Naka are the unjust deductions from the coffers of local government by the state government, leaving little or nothing for meaningful development, the issue of godfatherism and their disposition to imposing candidates on the electorates who must be answerable to them, embezzlement and corruption as opulently done with monstrous impunity, as well as a docile public who are very much contented with their situation and won't assent for change. A biased umpire in Benue State Independent Electoral Commission for not always giving the electorate the right platform to choose their leaders, and the abandonment of our town by political office holders to go and settle in Makurdi, thereby indirectly shifting our seat of administration. Though discordant views have held sway as to how Naka has gotten it wrong from the start, there is still hope in the midst of adversity, and what needs to be done, and perhaps the way forward, must be done to change this ugly situation for the better.
life you live it.